welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Taking place in the heart of Los Angeles, Staples Center, the Wizards taking on the Lakers. For the Wizards, it's been a disappointing first half of the season. Can they turn things around? Starting with the win tonight. Lakers, Wizards. Don't leave your seat. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analyst, Greg Anthony, and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for LeBron.
And, guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, for Bradley Beal, it all started with his shot. His mom was a great athlete in her own right, and she coached him. By age 7, he was making high school range threes. He said, "I just run from arc to arc. I loved it because you knew you had to guard me all the way out there. Everywhere I went, it was shooter, shooter. My name became shooter. Evan, it still is."
It sure is. Thanks, David. Whereas for some players now in their second seasons, you can tell just how big the jump is between that first year and their second year in the league.
I think, Kevin, it's probably the single biggest growth opportunity. One of the things that happens is the game slows down for second-year players. Very rarely do you see a guy take a step backwards. They're comfortable, they're more confident, and they know what to expect.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Beal and Miles out on the perimeter. Thomas Bryant is out there with Davis Bertans. And it's Wall in at the point. And for Los Angeles, LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Davis. And it's McGee in at the center.
Well, a lot of Wall's passes end up on the highlight reel. He just makes it so easy for his guys to catch and finish.
Davis finds James. And here's McGee. Over Bryant. McGee's shot is off. Beal deciding where to go with it. Miles the pass to Wall. Pass to Beal. Shot clock at 5. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
James against Miles. Davis kicks to LeBron. Trying to get open is Davis. And Davis throws it down.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Now here's Beal. He had 13 points in the win against the Suns in Phoenix.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
They grabbed their own miss. Here's Bertans. Unable to get that one. And the Lakers going the other way now. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
We're seeing two teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction. When he first came into the NBA, many thought Bradley Beal would be a mostly catch-and-shoot shooting guard. But this guy is proven he can definitely shoot, but there's so much others. He can get himself off on the bounce. He is a terrific all-around guy now.
And with field doors, he's been more aggressive at attacking the rim.
And Kevin, it's worked out for him because he's gotten to the line more, and that allows you to become a consistent scoring presence. Boy, the dynamic nature of Beal's offensive game has really elevated.
Take a break. Do something.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
You know, one of the biggest issues for the Wizards, obviously, has been their defense. I think part of that comes from not having the kind of rim protectors you need. They haven't been able to stay healthy there. But I think a bigger portion, guys, is simply a lack of effort.
Both good from the line that time. And the lack of effort on defense scores. It's been a big problem in Washington.
Well, it's resulted, Kevin, in the team being second to last in points allowed last season. I don't think there's enough urgency and pressure from any position. And it also shows up in their rebounding numbers, Kev. There's a lot of things to be addressed here.
James looking around. Davis. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Davis has got 6.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
Now here's Beal. He's got 5, and the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's his first foul. And the Lakers making a change here. Howard's checked in. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Beal with it, picked up by Davis, and sent back by Howard.
There's a reason Dwight Howard has so many all-defensive teams to his credit. Good night with the block.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Green. Hachimura, he's checked in for Washington. Brown comes in for C.J. Miles. Off the inbound. Brown outside. Outside, Wall, just 4 to shoot. Over James. Wall with another miss.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
James dishes to Howard. Caldwell Pope pass to Howard. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Washington. They're still struggling, trying to string something together, getting a lot of wins. The competition, though, so tough.
And seeing where Washington is, it's been a disastrous start to the season for them. They can't buy a win.
Yeah, they can't really afford to slip any farther down in the standings because, let's face it, they don't have the firepower to dig themselves out of too deep a hole once they're in it.
Now, here's James following the miss by John Wall. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
Defenses beware. You have to close out hard on KCP and disrupt his rhythm.
So timeout called here. The first for Washington. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
Changes for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for Caldwell Pope, and Quinn Cook subbed in for James. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. Trailing by 2. And they get it. And finished off by Brown.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
Two very easy points right here. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Knocked loose. Here's Caruso. And it's Howard finishing it off.
His entire career, Dwight Howard has been an absolute force on the glass. Nice finish.
The Wizards shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings.
You know, even as Dwight Howard heads for his mid-30s, I believe he can still impact the game. This guy is a physical specimen. He can be a tremendous force as a shot blocker and a rebounder.
Cook, the pass to Howard. Here's Caruso. The three. Howard dishes to Davis, and they double up Davis. Here's Bonga. He's guarded by Davis. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And showing some toughness on that take. Hachimura, these kinds of buckets can energize a team.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
He started playing the game later in life. Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Now here is Davis. Had a tough time getting anything going against the Pelicans. He was a non-factor. Chalk up 2 there. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Here's Thomas, and sent back by Howard.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage.
And Kuzma slams it in.
And got to be aware of Kuzma, especially with how he attacks there off the dribble.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Hachimura. He's guarded by Davis.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
And it goes out of bounds. Went off Mahimi. Here's Kuzma. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. With 2 seconds left, and finished off by Davis.
They're still commanding a lot of defensive attention. Howard just keeps his head up and finds the open man.
Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for Los Angeles. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. And we'll be right back after this. And being a smaller player is a challenge, but Isaiah Thomas always confident attacking the lane.
I just go in there. I've been doing it since I was a little boy. Like, I've always been the smallest guy out there, but when I get on the court, I feel like I don't see any height. So when I go in there in the paint, I expect myself to score or make a play for somebody else. And then, I mean, it just, other people go crazy about it. I feel like it's normal.
Thomas brings that fearlessness, Greg. He's always played with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and he's got a deep bag of tricks for finishing around bigger players. It's really something to watch.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
Well, as a shooter, when the ball is sent back in your direction enough times, it can certainly have an impact on your mind.
Kyle Kuzma is out there with Green. That's Rajon Rondo. Then there's Howard. And it's Caruso in at the 2. That's the Laker 5. Free throw drops for Green. And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three. He might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
And it's sent back by Howard.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Boy, guys, the powerful physical frame of Dwight Howard, so problematic for a defense.
Thomas passes to Hachimura. With the floater. Second shot opportunity. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Boy, you have to be cognizant of where people are when the shot goes up. Defenders not blocking out in that instance.
This is his second attempt at the line tonight. Bertinis, he's checked in for Washington. C.J. Miles comes in for Troy Brown. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the three ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile. And I feel like he's putting it all together.
Now, here's Green. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Howard, and it's slammed in by Howard.
It doesn't get any higher percentage than that. Dwight Howard, no doubt on the dome.
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Wizards trail by 5. Here's Thomas. Against Phoenix, he was really on his game. This is it to Bertens. Over Green. And that one goes off. Lakers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. To the inside. Here's Kuzma. The pass to Green. No good on that one. And Washington the other way now. Here's Hachimura. Mahinmi passes to Hachimura. The shot, no good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Caruso, defended by Miles. And here's Green outside. Bertans grabs the board. Bertans got his 4th rebound in this one. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a full stretch offensively, for sure.
Some changes for the Lakers. JaVale McGee's checked in for Howard. LeBron comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Alex Caruso. And then for Washington, Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Mahinmi. Beal comes in for Hachimura. And John Wall subbed in for Thomas. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Lakers leading by 5. Over in the corner, Caldwell-Pope. From deep, Green. Good on the three-point shot. Green's got 5 points now in the quarter.
To me, you've got to chase Danny Green off the line. Make this guy put it on the deck because the three-point shot is his most dangerous weapon.
Caldwell-Pope against Beal. And he gets the bucket. Beal's got 7 points.
Well, Scott Brooks now in his 4th year as coach of the Wizards, and it's been a bit of a mixed bag for him so far in his tenure in the D.C. area. And think about it, guys, under the gun now because the GM who hired him was now let go.
Los Angeles, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. And the first one drops. And the Lakers with some changes. Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Green. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Both free throws good from McGee.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Here's Wall. McGee with the block.
And then they continue to control the glass.
And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Caldwell Pope. LeBron's got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles. And Doris for Brooks. He'll be doing what he can to get this team back in the playoff hunt.
I think, Kevin, the area they must address is the defensive end of the floor. Listen, they have thrived offensively under Scotty Brooks. But this team, if you're going to get into the playoffs and thrive, you've got to be a quality defensive unit. And after nailing a three-pointer in the first quarter, he has yet to connect here in the second.
Takes the three. Nice D from Wall. Enzo Bryant will bring it up for Washington. It's a 10-point game.
And the way they have controlled the glass this game, really impressive.
And bottom line, more boards means more possession. That's how you build a lead.
And Davis can't get it to go. Washington's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Beal. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
It matters not half court or in transition. Bradley Beal always a threat.
Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pelicans. Outside for Caldwell Pope. From deep three-point range. Rebound, Washington. Berton's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Wall. He scores, and he's off the schneid with that basket. 1 for 7 on a tough night for him.
And this is where John Wall sets himself apart. The ability to get contact and finish with the best of them.
Now here's LeBron. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. And they double up James. Here's Caldwell Pope. Tries again. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle. And now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Los Angeles shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. Brown, he's checked in for Washington. Wizards trail by 9.
A quick, good shot here, and they can go 2 for 1.
Well, you want to make sure you maximize that first shot in this 2-for-1 situation, though. Don't take a bad one just to accomplish it.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Beal with the steal.
They can close out the quarter if they want to.
It's all about patience right here. Patience and execution. Get a good look.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here. You know, we call that great recognition of the situation. He knew where the double team on him was coming from. A teammate was open somewhere, and he found him.
And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Bradley. The old saying, no rebounds, no rings. How important is it to continue to have 5 guys go to the glass in the second half?
Yeah, all five guys. I think we're too worried about getting out in transition. So I think 1 through 5, including the guards, I mean, we all got to get in there and rebound.
You can't score unless you have the ball, right? Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what you think?
Got to give it to AD. Took control of offense, never let it go. Just becomes more patient and more confident in everything he does. Or any MVP candidate.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Wizards.
They're being far less aggressive than they ought to be. The free throw differential is huge right now. It's threatening to determine the outcome of the game. So they have to get into the lane and challenge defenders to make them try to stop them.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
In those first two quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. All runs the play with Beal at the 2. Travis Bertans out there with C.J. Miles, and it's Bryant in at the center. Now here's Green. Here's McGee. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. McGee's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Lakers. Wizards trail by 9. And Doris, Danny Green included in that Kawhi DeRozan trade, and he's an underrated player in his own right.
No doubt, Kevin, because when you examine the net rating, which is basically what impact does a player have on winning, Danny Green is one of the best in the league. This guy is an all-defensive guy. He can make shots when he's open. You can plug him in at a couple of different positions. So much to like about Danny Green.
Ball against LeBron. Wall looking it over. Beal, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Soft floating jumper from Beal right there, adding to his offensive attack. Seemed to totally catch the defense by surprise.
Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Sunday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers. And then on Tuesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
And here is LeBron following the three-pointer by John Wall. Caldwell Pope kicks to Davis. Again, Los Angeles.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here.
Poked away and stolen by James. Trying to get open is Davis.
The elevation and athleticism of LeBron at his size, just incredible.
Washington calls timeout. Of course, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching, and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people who were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the basement.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
I remember it very well.
Incredible.
We'll go for a different look here. Howard's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for Danny Green. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for James. Basket, good. Thomas got his first basket of the night.
Boy, what a big-time, strong finish. Isaiah Thomas, an uncanny ability to make tough shots.
Here's Caruso. That one wide left.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Here's Caruso. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Wizards. Thomas feeling it out a bit, and it's sent back by Howard. They recover it. Mahimi, what a terrific move that was.
Kevin, you do not have to be a gifted scorer. Jan Mahimi willing to create offense, working hard on the offensive window.
Kuzma outside. Rebound by Mahimi.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
Things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, night in and night out, sometimes it's a battle of runs. Who has the most?
And the Wizards making a change here. Brown's checked in. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. 1:58 left in the third quarter. Rondo against Thomas. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. For Washington, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field to start this second half. Some tremendous shooting from them. Here's Hachimura. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And when Hachimura is looking to score, it sometimes forces the D to get aggressive. Love the energy.
The Wizards have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Cook's checked in. No good on the second free throw.
Out in front now, although he left 1 point on the board right there.
Caruso kicks to Cook. On deep. From beyond the arc and then some. Cook's got 7 points. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Pass to Mahimi. Beal with it. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Lakers have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. To the paint. Here's Howard. And the rejection by Mahimi.
And this is what you like about Jan Mahimi defensively. He might not be the highest flyer, but big-time enforcer.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Davis. Nails the baby hook. Davis has got the game tied up here for the Lakers.
Yeah, he shot the ball well enough to keep his team even. Let's see if together they can elevate past that.
Beal with it. 15 points in the game. Out to the right wing. Thomas outside. That shot missing. Tie game in Los Angeles. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. The two megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. Cook out there with Green, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3 spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
To the middle. Here's Davis. The feed to James. For Mahinmi. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
That free throw, no good. Davis Bertans checks in for Ian Mahinmi. No luck that time either.
And that's a rare missed opportunity from him. He'd been good as gold up until that point.
Here's Miles. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 4 assists now tonight.
And after a first half in which their offense shot under 40%, they've got the lead, and they should count themselves to be lucky.
Count it. And now a 6-point Wizards lead.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Shoots over Miles. It's hauled in by Brown. From the baseline. Wall, no luck.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Here is Cook. He's covered by Brown. And it's sent back by Bryant. And it's Cook missing.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Lakers trail by 6. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And it's good for 2.
And this is something this guy takes pride in, capitalizing on second chance opportunities.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. Oh, the effort out there on the floor. And these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. His concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open 3, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
Wall's shot is good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And here's James. They'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing here by 8. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. LeBron against Wall. Oh, he just jams it right over LeBron. Wow.
Now, there's your dunk contest champion back in 2014. Wall puts a little extra on that one.
James in the post. Defended by Miles. Not that time. His 6th miss. He's made 4 of 10 so far. And it's Brown missing. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice to system.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well. And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
At the 1 for 2.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. And so it's the Lakers with it, following the bucket by the Wizards. But they recover it.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard, gets them another possession, and allows them to run even more clock.
Now, here's Miles. After the miss from JaVale McGee.
Yeah, because C.J. Miles is such a deadly shooter, defense closes, that opens up the dribble drive off the bounce. Really good read.
James, the bounce pass. Davis kicks to Green. There's the three. Buries the long-range jumper.
Great shooters can finish against excellent defense. It is what separates guys like Danny Green from the pack.
Beal against Green. Outside Beal. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got 14 rebounds tonight. Going after. Over Wall. McGee dishes to Davis. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
I'll tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
And Wall kicks to Beal. 1:02 left to play in the final quarter. The Wizards working the ball around now. Off target from three-point range. LA's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Outside, Green. Kicks it out to James. Here's Caldwell Pope. It's good! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And there you go. A confident scorer. KCP coming up big when they need it.
And Washington has possession. Ball passes to Beal. Steps back and fires. And the shot is good. And the Wizards lead by 7.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Count it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
And to me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
We have seen Bradley Beal take on more of a leadership role lately. This guy wants to prove he can put a team on those big-time shoulders of his.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Well, it's about the little details. Capitalize at the free throw line, add to your lead.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're behind by 7. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
A lot to talk over and improve on for next time.
Well, maybe it could wait until after the game, because this one is over.
So it's the Lakers now. Daniels inside the line. It's rebounded by McCray. Outside Robinson. And so it's the Wizards with the W. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. John, this team goes as you and Bradley go. What is it like having him with you out there?
Well, we just enjoy playing with each other. He makes things easy for me, pushing the ball in the fast breaks, and having the opportunity to find him, and also getting open shots for myself. And he's helped me want to be consistent with my jump shot and making shots and trusting my energy and stuff.
You guys are growing together, John. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.